You know what? I'm gonna talk about a thing while you're grinding, and I'm just gonna make it its own separate thing.
It's so separate thing.
Yeah.
What do you mean it's so separate?
Because I wanted to make a video on this, but I'm like too lazy to actually make a video on it. So have you heard of A Message to Garcia?
No, never.
Okay, so my manager gave me this over the holidays. She gave a copy of this to everybody over the holidays.
To everyone.
Along with like a holiday card. And it's Life-Changing Classics Volume 3, A Message to Garcia by Albert Hubbard. And at first I was just gonna throw it away because I was like, I don't fucking care, whatever this is. But then I was like, you know what? It's really small and the font is fucking huge, so and also like it starts on page 15. All the shit before is just like, oh, this has changed so many people's lives. Oh, this is from blah 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 blah.
Okay.
And also it's every other page because in between every page is some random blurb from a soldier or something, I don't know.
Okay.
So the essay itself, that's what I'm calling it, an essay, is like 16 pages in this tiny little pamphlet. It goes from page 15 to 31, but it's every odd page.
I see.
Right? So like 15 to 16 pages.
Yeah.
Albert Hubbard was born in 1859.
Are you gonna read the whole thing?
No.
Okay.
But I just want to set it up to give context to how much I hate this thing and why I think American working culture is so fucked today, because it seems like people take this man's words fucking literally, and it drove me insane reading it. So Albert Hubbard was born in 1859.
Already
That's close to 200 years ago.
Yup, that man is dust.
In Bloomington, Illinois. He never received more than a grade school education.
So that's
Like year 6.
okay.
Grade school education. He is a self-made man in many respects. Hubbard filled in the gaps in his knowledge through voracious reading.
Oh my.
So he just read as much as he could. Which is great. I mean, back then, that's how a lot of people technically learned. You know, getting a formal education back then. Institutions weren't like as structured as they are now. So like, usually to a 6th grade education was more than you needed back then.
Okay.
But to go on and be like happy or excited or like thrilled that like he continued educating himself is like whatever. Like, they had printing presses back then, newspapers and shit. Back then shit was so cheap, like if you could get like the smallest advantage and you could open a store and it didn't cost like $100,000 like it does today, and then like have a huge chance of Amazon or Walmart or something just defeating you within the first year. And so his passion for reading became manifest in the founding of Roycroft Shop, a publishing house specializing in deluxe bindings. Which is funny because this thing is like the cheapest little fucking pamphlet that you could fucking hand to somebody. And he wrote a series of 182 biographies.
Hold on. Kel's ecstatic. He's not happy.
He was happy twice. Oh!
You can,
Make Aubrey angry again.
You can stack emotions.
Just the ones. And then there are some special ones that have certain circumstances.
I see.
You could read sad poem to Omori again. He can read even more Edgar Allan Poe. He's already ecstatic. You can't make him higher than that. You can try, just for shiggles. I wouldn't be against that. And then you can annoy Aubrey more, yeah. Get ready. Look.
No! No! No!
But don't forget the effects are additive also, so shh.
No, look how angry she is.
Yeah, I
She's
get
crying.
But on top of being, like, doing way more damage, she also takes even way more damage.
I need to save Aubrey. What the fuck, man?
It's fine.
No, Aubrey.
So anyway, he wrote a series of 182 biographies. And then published a bunch of stuff. He published 2 magazines. Right. Producing most of the content for both of them himself. He didn't have people like... Okay, so you got an understanding of who this man is, where he's coming from.
Okay.
According to this little blurb. If it's wrong, don't blame me, listener. It's what this thing says. So, Message to Garcia itself has carried its simple message of hard work. This is the blurb on the back. Integrity and dependability to readers around the world for over 100 years. One of the keystones of American self-improvement literature. This short celebration of the diligence and loyalty shown by one man is truly a life-changing classic. Man's to be read again and again.
Again and again. And again and again.
Life-changing classic. So, it... it sets it up by talking about a war that was happening, and somebody there was no telephones or anything for instant communication, so they had to rely on messengers. And they needed to get a message to somebody. A message to Garcia, right? Okay.
Uh-huh.
And so there was this one man, Rowan, who, without questioning, took the letter that needed to be taken, hiked through mountains of Cuba or something,
Okay.
found Garcia and delivered it. No questions asked.
Okay.
It's during a fucking war.
Yes.
It's during a fucking war. That is what soldiers are supposed to do.
literally your job.
Literally their job. And you know what? When you do something in a war, the government tends to reward you pretty well. Like, I know that our veterans these days are treated like shit. But it's during a war, okay? And so, with this man goes on to talk about modern workers. And by modern, you know, that's like 1880 standards of modern workers.
Okay.
Where he says, go to one of employers, go to one of your employees and make this simple request. Please look in the encyclopedia and make a brief memorandum for me concerning the life of Correggio. And then it goes on to say, your employee is likely to ask questions. Who was he? Which encyclopedia? Where are the encyclopedias? Was I hired for that? Don't you mean Bismarck? What's the matter with Charlie doing it? Is he dead? Is there a hurry? What's the time frame? What do you want to know it for?
So your employer is likely to act like a normal fucking person.
Yeah. And then it goes on to say, if your employee questions you when you ask them to do a task, get rid of them.
Fire their ass. Once you're done with that, I need to point something out. Stupid employee, why are you asking questions?
He goes on to say that employees should act exactly like Rowan, the man during wartime.
Mm-hmm. The specific soldier messenger guy.
Who unquestioningly took vital information for a war to a man that nobody knew where he was and helped change the tide of the war with that message. Nothing that any worker can do in modern society has that level of responsibility. If they do have that level of responsibility, they work in the CIA or something. If they're in the FBI, if they are working for Homeland Security, if they're working for local governments with, like, just social services. Some of that can be time sensitive because people have cancer and shit, and you need to prove shit before people die. They know that their job is that important. For average people,
for Jimmy at Starbucks,
if they're asking, does it need to be done now, because they probably have a laundry list of shit that they already have to do that they do on a daily basis, it's fine. It's not like, ugh. And then he goes on.
Oh.
This is the part where I got furious.
Okay.
The part where I got so upset. He goes on, oh my god. We have recently been hearing much maudlin sympathy expressed for the downtrodden denizens of the sweatshop and the homeless wanderer searching for honest employee, and with it all often go many hard words for men in power. Nothing is said about the employer who grows old before his time in a vain attempt to get frowsy ne'er-do-wells to do intelligent work, and his long, patient striving after quote-unquote help that does nothing but loaf when his back is turned.
Oh my god.
This mindset from this motherfucker is that if you are not micromanaging everybody who is getting paid by you, that they will do no work for you. And that mindset carries over to so many employers in modern America.
They do.
To yours. And it drives me crazy because most people want to do an honest day's work. They just don't want to be fucking bored while they're doing it. And they don't want to, like, constantly, like, have shifting goals, moving goalposts. They don't want to be micromanaged. But to say that, like, most people are homeless wanderers searching for honest employment or downtrodden citizens of the sweatshop,
That's actually
calling them
insane.
frowsy ne'er-do-wells, dude thinks that his shit smells like roses and everybody else just stinks.
Yeah.
He thinks he is like some weird high caliber American or something.
Fucking loves that shit. He goes to take a shit. He doesn't flush. He goes. Oh my goodness.
I know one man of really brilliant parts who has not the ability to manage a business of his own, and yet who absolutely worthless to anyone else because he carries with him constantly the insane suspicion that his employer is oppressing or intending to oppress him. He cannot give orders, and he will not receive them. Should a message be given to him to take to Garcia, his answer would probably be, "Take it yourself." That employee probably, like, stacked books for a living in your fucking... What was the name of the place that you opened? Roycroft shop?
Yes, the fucking prince or whatever.
Like... Some people just want to be paid to do a simple job and not have to, like, be bothered with it because they have shit going on in their lives outside of work.
Some people signed up for a thing and a thing only.
There's some part where he talks about socialism, and I was like,
Oh.
that's the whole fucking point of socialism. Oh, right, it was after the employee asks, like, was I hired for that? Is there a hurry? Isn't that man dead? Blah, blah, blah. And this incapacity for independent action, this moral stupidity, this infirmity of the will, this unwillingness to cheerfully catch hold and lift, these are the things that put pure socialism so far into the future. If men will not act for themselves, what will they do when the benefit for their effort is for all? Like, there are people like this. I've met people like this. I've been a trainer in my professional career in restaurants. I was in restaurants for like a dozen years or so. I was a trainer the entire time. And I'd say, like, less than 1% of the people were like this. But every now and then, I did train people who, like, had no interest in, like, actually doing the job. They were just trying to get a paycheck.
Yeah, like, this book's just assuming that everyone's the... Like... Oh, fuck, Aubrey's happy, that's fine. That... Everyone's the movie stereotype of, like, the stoner guy who's just, like, half dying in a chair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Most people just want it... Like, maybe also it's a matter of, like, the quality of people that we hired. Like, the locations that I worked at were up in Washington near Oregon, and then also in the Bay Area. But both of those places have, like, really shitty people.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole point of the hiring process. Like, if you're hiring somebody and you can't tell that they're gonna act like that, that's on you.
That's what interviews are for.
That's literally what, like, if you're taking any help that you can get because you're in the middle of nowhere. This man was in Illinois. There's no way that he was, like, far away from enough good hands. To say that, like, nobody would do the work if they don't get a benefit for themselves, but it benefits everybody, is ridiculous. Like, that's literally, like, the mindset of employers have been, like, driving Americans into this. It feels like.
Yeah.
I grew up being, like, altruistic and being like, of course people would want to, like, try to make the planet a better place for future generations. And then realizing that everybody thought climate change was, like, silly or unimportant, or we weren't the driving cause, made me go, oh, people don't care for some fucking reason. Have I put this matter too strongly? Possibly I have, but when all the world has gone a-slumming, I wish to speak a word of sympathy for the man who succeeds, the man who, against great odds, has directed the efforts of others, and having succeeded, finds there's nothing in it, nothing but bare board and clothes. I have carried a dinner pail and worked for a day's wages, and I have also been an employer of labor, and I know there is something to be said on both sides. There is no excellent per se in poverty, rags are no recommendation, and all employers are not rapacious and high-handed, any more than all poor men are virtuous. My heart goes out to the man who does his work when the quote-unquote boss is away, as well as when he is at home. And the man who, when given a letter for Garcia, quietly takes the missive without asking any idiotic questions, and with no lurking intention of chucking it into the nearest sewer, or of doing aught else but deliver it. Never gets laid off, nor has to go on a strike for higher wages. This is why Jeff Bezos wants fucking robots in his Amazon things. Why there's such a pushback against unions these days. How dare people expect things of their employers and to be treated well, to not have to piss in bottles and be able to take proper breaks.
That's so fucking silly.
I have bladder issues. Like, I literally have to go pee every, hour to 2 hours. And if I had some employer that was like, you take too many bathroom breaks, I'd be like, well, fucking sue me. I can't... I control it to the best of my ability, but it's too small or something's wrong with it, and the doctors are like, well, whatever. It doesn't mean that I'm lazy, and it doesn't mean that I don't do my work. That's why I've always liked having jobs where I sort of manage myself.
That makes sense.
Civilization is just one long, anxious search for just such individuals. Anything such a man asks shall be granted. He is wanted in every city, town, and village, in every office, shop, store, and factory. The world cries out for such. He is needed, and needed badly. The man who can carry a message to Garcia. Dude, your Roycroft Shop publishing house bullshit was not that important. He, had an argument with, 2 employees in, the same span of, 3 months or something over, wages or, getting time off or something. And was like, I need to write about this. I can't believe these fucking people. I pay them and they question me.
Some fucking teenager was like, hey, you guys hiring? And fucking the guy's like, oh yeah, these are the details of the work, and the teenager, fucking 16-year-old kid was like, this shit's dumb, man. Your bookstore is kind of shitty, TBH. And the man did not let it go.
Yeah.
He could not.
Yeah, it's carried its simple message of hard work, integrity, dependability to readers around the world for over 100 years.
100 years. 100
Fuck
million.
you, Albert Hubbard.
Yeah, fuck you, man.
I'm sure you
He
did.
even looks like he gets no bitches.
Yeah.
He looks like he would fucking put something in your drink.
Yeah.
Oh man, I remember when we, maybe, I'm gonna say a year and a half ago or something, back when my old manager was still, didn't have to leave. I think there was a trouble with either the bus or the train that I needed to take. So I called. I usually don't really call unless I'm sure I might be late.
Yeah.
Or if I'm already gonna be running. But I called my manager, or my boss, and I was like, oh hey, I think I'm gonna be late, but I'll let you know when I get to the office. And because of how early I needed to get up to just
Oh yeah, when we were living in our old place.
yeah, how early I needed to get up in order to even be at work in time, I always needed to be there an hour earlier, so I would just hang out in the back room for like an hour. Or, like it's usually like 30 or 40 minutes. So I come back and I managed to be there like 30 minutes before work. So I messaged my boss on the chat on the work computer.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, I made it to the office. And after that, I just go back into the room to hang out until I need to clock in.
Oh.
And then I come back, like, when I'm supposed to be there. And I see she sent me a message that I didn't see because I just immediately went into the back of the being like, oh, hey, I made it. I'm gonna be opening at the time I'm supposed to. And I see a message that's like, okay, clock in. So
Clock in early.
clock in 30 minutes earlier. And I message her and I'm like, oh, I didn't know I could do that. I'll like keep that in mind for next time. And she's like, oh no, you just clock in when I tell you to. Like
That's
verbatim.
ridiculous.
Verbatim, she's like, you clock in when I tell you.
But that if you're not supposed to work until like 10 or something, and if you lived in you were able to get to work in a way where you didn't need to like be there early like you had to with the bus, how would you clock in when she tells you? Because
When she feels like it.
you aren't there early. What even does that mean?
It's just, hey, I want you to work. Cause when I got hired, my manager, she would be like, oh, hey, if you come in early, you can clock in 5 minutes before, because if you do that the whole 2 weeks, you get an hour,
Yeah,
and that's like an extra hour of pay.
because with your work you only get like 39 hours every week,
Yep.
which is fucking ridiculous.
So I've been doing that, and
I hate your job I hate your
I hate-
employers.
I
I don't
hate-
hate your job. Your job is pretty good overall.
my job's pretty fucking good. But yeah.
If I could have had that job when I was 20-something, that would have been incredible.
Yeah.
It would have been life-changing. I would have been like, dude, I don't have to like be stressed about like getting food out in a matter of like 2 minutes or less. This is incredible.
Yeah. Oh man. So yeah, I was thinking about talking about that either like on stream or on video.
But
'Cause
we're talking about it now.
well, yeah, that's why like you talking about the stupid fucking book reminded me of that.
Dude, do you want to read these? Like,
No.
it's
I like being
it
happy.
literally takes like 5 minutes to read.
I already am upset enough most of the time.
Okay, well, do you want the cherry on top that like makes it like
Yes,
made
just
me
spoil
be
me.
like,
Spoil me
oh,
on the
thank
stupid
fucking God.
pamphlet.
Okay, so Albert Hubbard and his wife Alice were traveling to England on the Lusitania and went down with the ship when it was struck by a German torpedo on May 7th, 1915.
Yeah!
Get sunk,
Get
bitch!
fucking punked, dumbass.
Dude, I've been a manager.
Ah!
I've been a trainer. I've hired people. I help hire people at my current job. You don't need to be like that. Most people just want to do an honest day's work and go home.
Yeah.
That's why so many people nowadays are like, well, what's work-life balance like there? Or like, hey, can we work from home? Like, it isn't fucking rocket science. We all want the same dealio. And if you think that other people have like alternative motives or something, maybe you need to look at yourself, because
Yeah.
most people don't. They just want to get through their day and go home and relax.
Most people just want to chill. So, like, if you just go through life assuming that everyone's out to get you, that's the world you're gonna create. And
Literally, what you're creating for yourself. Just making it so fucking hard for yourself. I'm trying to clean my headphones because they're filthy.
filthy headphones. So stinky.
They're very gross. I need new ones. The cord's about to fall off. except the ones that I like are expensive.
Oh no, I don't like you, Omori. Please stop being happy.
He's ecstatic.
Oh no.
Have you just been trying to make everybody like double?
No, the Archer's doing that. That's why. That's why Aubrey's happy.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Do you have any other thoughts on Hubbert's finest, most influential work?
I hope his like stupid like. I hope his stupid fucking shop like went down the instant he died.
I have no idea. I didn't look into anything about him.
We don't need to.
This on its own was upsetting enough. I was like, this.
That's my headcanon.
I can't fucking believe there are so many employers that probably like keep this like in a pocket over their heart. They're like, I need to read this again. I can't believe my employee just asked to have 2 days off. They don't even have vacation time.
Fucking, my coworker, the current one, she used to work at McDonald's before this. So she would tell me, sometimes she tells me horror stories about it, like, there was this girl who was, like, sick. So she like toughened it out the whole shift until her 10.
I've done that too.
Then on her 10, she just spent like her whole 10 puking her ass out and the rest of but she took 15 minutes instead of a 10.
Oh yeah,
because she was sick.
She got written up.
No, she got fired. She got fired.
Dude.
Like, she came out of the restroom and the guy's like, why don't you take a 15? And she was like, bro, I'm literally so sick.
That's so
and the guy was like,
up.
okay, don't bother clocking back in or whatever.
Dude, what the And the frustrating thing about I know fast food, because one of my jobs was at Taco Bell, and I did my best to, like, make it bearable for all the employees when I was managing that bitch. Like, you can't call out sick when you work fast food. Even Starbucks calling out sick or taking time off for you was like really fucking difficult.
It is. Because it's like, oh hey man, I like, I'm fucking dying. It's like, okay, well you need to clock in like 3 hours, so you better find someone to take that shift in that period, or you need to clock in. It's
Dude,
like, bro.
oh, the fact that your Starbuckses were always like, find somebody to cover your shift. That's literally the employer's job, not
Yup,
not the employee's
like,
job.
You are the manager, bro. You need to manage this.
Yeah.
I'm already like fucking doing my part. It's not like I want to because I already get paid peanuts. So
taking
like,
a day off isn't something that's very feasible when you're working at Starbucks. Oh man, we can't pay them $20 an hour though.
No,
could never do that.
Fucking insano.
If our profits go down or they stay level, that's bad.
Ultra bad. We will get ultra killed.
Bullshit.
Oh my god, he's ecstatic. Look at you.
Yeah.
You fucking kidding me, man? Goodbye, Cal. Jobs are sure something.
You don't need somebody to take a message to Garcia. You need somebody who's gonna do the work, whether they ask questions or not.
Yeah, pretty much. Tofu.
Fucking ridiculous. Tofu's the worst. It only heals like 5 parts.
They love tofu.
They love tofu though, yeah. What level is everybody?
19. About to go into 20, except for Kel. He can't survive.
Well, you shouldn't let him die.
Well, maybe he shouldn't die.
Give him something with HP.
No. I'm almost there.
Hey man, how's it going? I like when you do that voice, it's cute.
Like the one I did for Mini Mita.
I don't remember.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Hello, it's me. Oh my god, I have a dance. You're like, well, I need to save it to my body because I don't have hands.